All right, yeah. Welcome to How Can She Snap? This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthiest of casuals. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr.
No big deal, we're here.
Yeah, we're here, and we got a special guest today. He is an amazing YouTube creator. He is an incredible Twitch streamer. He's a Marvel Snap content creator, a Marvel comic book aficionado. He's the king of giveaways on Twitch. He just gave away a $100 bundle. You better follow him there. He is one of the newest members of Pursuit professional Marvel Snap gaming team. Welcome, none other than Mr. Prashaun. Thank you so much, man. How are you?
Happy to be here. You did your research, man. I like that.
Oh, man, that's what I do. That's what I do. Why don't you tell the people, where they can follow you? It's going to be up on the overlay, but let them know.
So you guys can find me anywhere and everywhere just under my name, Prashaun, except for Twitter. It's Prashaun_snap because I got hacked. And then the new Twitter, Elon doesn't let me have my old handle, just my name. So it's Prashaun_snap. I post YouTube content on the daily. I tried to, but the game got stale for a second, so I didn't do that. But you can find me Twitch. I'm on Twitch all the time because that's fun, because it's nice and engaging, and then you have friends on there. So I feel bad if I don't see my friends on Twitch. So you guys can find me
do you play any other games, Prashaun? If it's like, say, Snap gets stale, do you stream other games too?
No. I play I play NBA 2K. I just downloaded Mario Wonder.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that one's pretty cool.
I didn't know there was a new Mario game.
Yeah, I think I saw GC James play it, and I was like, "Is this a good game?" He said, "Yeah," and I was like, "All right." So
Nice.
I decided to play it, and then of course, Twitter giveaways. My wallet's a little lighter, but the snappers are a little bit happier, so it's all
exactly. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, man. So today on the episode, we're going to be getting into Havok, the new card that was released, 2/0 +4 after each turn, and you lose 1 max energy. And then we're going to get into the spicy OTAs. Let's get it. The kid. All right. No big deal, Prashaun. How are you guys? How's your week been in Snap? Prashaun, start with you, man.
Pretty good. I if you want to talk about Havok, I don't think he's a good card. I don't know. How are you guys playing him?
I like them.
Play him on
I like
turn
them.
2 or 3, or
I liked them a lot in junk pre Viper nerf for 2 days. I was climbing a lot. I went like a lot of climbing with the junk list. Psylocke or Ravonna on 2, and then Havok Viper on 3. I find that's like easy 2 cubes, and then just the junk list into the Thanos meta. You got all these 1-drops. Loki's playing all the 1-drops, so just having a bunch of goblins and junk stuff felt like really good. But I think post Viper nerf, I think it's dead. I think it's a dead card now, and they 2 days after it comes out, they just neutered it, and that's it.
I feel like they nerfed Viper a little too harshly, preemptively. They thought the combo was going to be so broken, like Havok Viper, but like I pulled the combo off a few times, and then even no big deal. You showed me a few times, pulled that turn 3 or 4 combo off with Havok Viper, and they ended up losing the game. Like it's pretty good if you don't draw like Shadow King or something.
right. And I think there's another combo with Electro too. You do Electro Viper, and then you bounce the Electro back with Beast, and then you play Havok and then Viper again, and then
Same term,
you lock them out.
That's wild.
But how I was playing Havok, I was trying to play him on turn 5, so I'll play Havok and Wave on turn 5, and then turn 6, I was trying to play Doom or Alioth if I had priority or not. So that was the route I was going, besides the Viper way.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, as an alternate. So I found playing him on 4 was rough, and playing him on just Havok on 2, Viper on 3, where you get zapped once, I found that pretty rough too. But it basically, if you don't get the ramp into 3, then I found on 5 or 6, he's really good too, especially in that deck where Ravonna just makes him a 1 cost. So he's either like a 1/4 or a 1/8, and you play that alongside like a Sentry on 5. Sentry Havok is awesome, 14 stats, and then Annihilus on 6 or something like that. He goes up another 4, the really powerful stuff. These are just they felt like really cool play lines. I felt like they had a really cool card, and then look how they massacred my boy.
Right. Well, it feels like, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it feels like the OTA, they tried to attack that archetype, right? They tried to take care of that Annihilus junk deck before it got too crazy, especially with Havoc.
Maybe they're scared of Celine. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
too.
Yeah, I mean, this made me a little less excited for Celine. I mean, Havoc, I think, is a okay card. I don't know if he's great in this meta right now, but like he's definitely best on turn 5 and 6. I would say even like play him on turn 6. He's a 2/4. Like if you have nothing else to do, it's not a big deal. And then he's a 3/8 if you play him on 5. You know, if you're not wanting to play a big 6 drop. And you know, like you said, no big deal. If you have like Ravona out, he's just a 1 cost. So
Yeah,
you could do some wild stuff. Like I played him a little bit in like a monkey dump kind of list. It's kind of what I've been playing recently since the OTAs. There's a lot less Thanos I see. You know, I was having fun with the Thanos blob. I'm seeing a lot less blob. It's funny. You see these new cards come out, then like just the whole meta changes. Everything disappears. The OTAs like blob. Like
it was a fun 2
much,
days.
man.
It was a fun 2 days. Just all blob.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you play a lot of blob, Prashaun?
I played Blob Ramp. Blob Ramp was
nice.
my favorite. I don't really like the Blob Thanos because it seems like it cluttered my board.
Yeah.
And then I got like Shang-Chi and Shadow King all the time, but I like to play Wave.
Shang-Chi doesn't exist.
Right. So I would play like Wave, and then I would play Blob on 4, and then I would play Taskmaster on 5, and then they could do whatever they want, and then I would play Artem Zola. I would either Artem Zola the Taskmaster or Artem Zola the Blob, and then the easy cubes.
That's a ton of power. Yeah, that's an absurd amount of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was playing this evil blob, like a high evil blob, because I played my fair share of the Thanos blob, but then everyone was doing that. So this high evil blob was pretty fun. It's like Sunspot, Misty Knight, Scorpion, Cyclops, Wave, High Evo, Enchantress, Man Thing, Spider Woman, Abomination, Blob, and Hulk. This deck was a lot of fun, just because especially when people were playing all the Thanos, it just Man Thing just owns all the stones, and then it makes your Abomination basically 0. And Cyclops is always insane once you get him. And then a lot of people, especially, post OTA, there's a lot of ongoing going on. So I feel like Enchantress is a pretty sick tech card right now.
They have that Sarah Tribunal thing going around right now that I'm seeing out there. Yeah. Yeah. And Luke Cage actually doesn't exist now, which is nice with this list.
There's no more Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Which is
the neighborhood's in danger. Like there's no one to protect the neighborhood. Like what's going on?
There's no hazmat Luke Cage combos anymore, which that combo right there won me so many games just by doing that.
Yeah.
But no, it's dead.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Luke Cage was fun when you get to do stuff like that. I'm kind of glad he got changed a little bit because I like High Evo, so he completely ruins High Evo.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen this deck a little bit on ladder, but people are playing like Infinite in there too. I think they probably have armor Infinite.
Oh yeah, love the Infinite deck. That sounds good to me. I love that.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, no
all
big
the time
deal.
on ladder.
Yeah, no big deal. Loves the Infinite.
Well, people are playing Leech Hawk, So if you want to play Leech Hawk, like I'll play I want a big blob anyway. Like I want to play Infinite anyway. So if we're actually going to play Leech, unironically, like Infinite is the boss.
I hate She-Not decks. Yeah. Like I played against like Brade in like a tournament, and he just like sweeped me with it, and I was like, all right, whatever.
It's good, man. It does the thing, and it works really well. Like it does the one thing really well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's definitely one of the decks I recommend people to climb with when they don't want to. Well, when they want to reach Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a good deck. I hate skipping turns. I don't know if I have like ADD in this game or something, but like it pains me to skip turns. So like skipping turn 6, I can't do it, man. I think that's why I like Thanos, because I always get to play stones out every turn. But it's a great deck. It's a great deck. No big deal. You've gotten a few infinity borders with that deck, so.
Yeah, well, it was good. I was doing it with when Little Movers was a thing, like pre Loki era, So I would just do Little Mover, like Craven, Silk, Miss or Captain Marvel was a 4/5, and then just She-Not stuff, and that thing was just crushing. Yeah, that was free wins back in the day. You know, that was pre rank and everything.
Yeah.
We're just playing for the fun.
One thing that I think is really cool that happened this whole week is it feels like so much has happened this week in this game, man.
Yeah.
It's like we had the blob meta, and then that degenerated into like people playing leech because then you could play Darkhawk still, right? And then you just leech on 5, no one can blob. So then, unless they top decked it, obviously, then you have these like mid range ish kind of, I guess you'd consider them Darkhawk decks come back, like the one on screen right now. Mm-hmm. And then the OTA happened. Then you kind of like, I haven't seen Leech too much, as much as a few days ago. I haven't seen that much blob, and it's like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of. What have you seen like recently, last couple of days? Like I've seen some Loki, monkey stuff.
I think I've been seeing a lot of Loki. I think it's trying to combat the Ronin decks that are going rampant. But the crazy thing is, I did another Ronin video today, and I was playing against Loki decks, but Loki decks can't keep up with it as long as you're getting your draws and you're on curve. So I don't think Loki's necessarily like the answer against Ronin. And then there's a lot of Ravonna lockdown that's been out there too, because they could sneak out that Professor X a little bit earlier. And that's pretty much it for the meta. I really haven't. I've seen Blob a little bit, sneaky Blob decks where like they just play Blob on 6 just to try to win. But that's pretty much it as far as the meta.
Yeah, I was gonna say to your Prof X point, like it does seem like the nerf to make it 1 power has created some weird degenerate, like more degenerate Prof X decks. At least you knew what the Thanos guy was doing. They ramped on 3, you knew the Prof X was coming. Now it's like, oh, okay, like you could just Ravonna, reduce them. Like you could, there's Mr. Negative Prof X now. Like a lot of people are playing Mr. Negative Prof X at 1/5. Oh,
right.
Oh god, we're getting
the problem.
Real
like Second Dinner is gonna have with Marvel Snap. It's like these cards that are 5 cost, 6 cost, 4 cost. If you reduce their energy, they're going into Mr. Negative deck.
Oh yeah.
So if Mr. Negative is gonna run rampant, then Mobius is gonna come back, and then people are gonna complain again. So we'll see what happens.
Circle of life.
The most degenerate Mr. Negative I saw was you play Ravonna out, then you play Mr. Negative on 3, and then I saw turn 4 Prof X and negative Prof X and negative Mystique.
Oh god, that's
something like that. Like
Spider-Man absorbing man.
So what I was playing was Ravonna with the Hobgoblins with Professor X.
Yeah.
So Peak was one of the locations.
Oh.
So I ended up playing Professor X and all the goblins in one lane, and the goblins just stayed in the lane with the Professor X. So it's pretty interesting to see if people actually try to play goblins inside of a negative deck to see if that works.
You're stuck in here with me.
Pretty much.
Yes. No big deal. You love Lockdown. Do you see Prof X? We were joking last week about if it went to a 5-2, would you still play it? You said probably. I mean, it's a 5-1. We'll go over it in more detail in a bit, but like, you're like the Lockdown. You're a degenerate Lockdown player. So
I am. I'm a little bit salty about the change, so I haven't touched it since they. I just figured it's a good time to try something else, and I did say that if they moved Gladiator to a 3/8, I would die on the hill and these broken cards. So I've actually just been playing Gladiator for like the last 24 hours only.
Oh, nice.
So.
What type of Gladiator deck is it?
I'm actually playing. I'm not a Surfer guy, but I've been playing Surfer and I've been climbing quite a bit with the Surfer. I got like plus 100 snap points over the last day. So with the, I just call it Chad, but you call it like a Silky Surfer. I mean, we can get into it. Or Kid, I'll name it. I guess I'm playing Forge.
Yeah,
I've changed the cards around a lot, but I got Forge, Nova. Then the 2-drop, I got Silk. I mean, I tried them all. Early in the season, I tried Sinister, but I have Silk at 2 right now. Yeah, Nova in the middle there. Yeah, and then so Silk at 2, and then wait for Kid to pull it up here, and then for the 3s, Brood, Negasonic, Teenage Dirtbag, Silver Surfer, Storm. Storm, Killmonger, Nakia, and Shaw.
Yeah, you're actually playing Shaw, one of the only people probably.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Shaw.
He's good
yeah.
now. He's now they nerfed everything else. He's pretty good, I think. And I think at the start of the season he was bad, but Chadiator, obviously.
Well,
The last three
I got infinite with Shaw day one.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
there you go. Yeah, he's legit. And then the Sarah as the last card.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I tried out a bunch of stuff. I was trying out Cosmo. I was trying out new Maximus 2/6 just as a 2. But I obviously I hate playing him on 2. You just like give the opponent the win when you do that. But
sure.
yeah, this deck's really cool. I tried Goose in here as well, but I think you have enough control with Storm and Negasonic. You kind of control what they're doing. You set up a trap with Negasonic. You storm one lane. You kind of know where they're playing. And then Shaw and Chadiator just get massive in this deck. It's got 4 ways to buff Shaw: the Nova, the Forge, Surfer, and Nakia. Nakia hitting Brood is obviously awesome as well. So you got a little bit extra Brood synergy. I usually favor, if I'm playing Forge, I'll go Brood over Shaw. I don't know. What do you think about that, Prashaun? I've just been guessing.
I would go Brood over Shaw too.
Yeah. It feels a little bit better. And the Shaw, like, he's a 3/8, 3/12, like whatever. I'll take one less buff on the Shaw. You don't have to go super all in on one lane, right? So yeah, this deck feels really good right now. And I say MVP is Negasonic. Like, she's just like Eliath at home. Like, it's Walmart Eliath. Like, we have Eliath at home, and that's why I put Silk in the deck, because she's just always a 2/5. I like her to get her into the Storm lane, because you can clog lane very easily with Brood, and then Silk's jumping. The Doggos are going crazy. That's okay.
All right, I think someone rang my doorbell.
Uh-oh.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Negasonic.
I was saying I like Negasonic because you secure Prio with Silk on 2. And then, you could do like Storm Brood or something like that. And then you know exactly where the Silk is jumping. If you need Silk to jump into Storm, I mean, that's like a Miss Marvel. You just add 5 to the Storm lane, And then, just all the other cards dumping on 6 feels really good. So this deck's been like really, really, really good for me. And I never play Surfer. I've always thought it was kind of mid, but this deck feels strong to me.
All right. Nice. Yeah, the Silk is definitely a surprise card, but I've been seeing tons of Negasonic the past few days too.
Yeah, she's nuts, man. Yeah,
and this card is
it's
so
good for Blob. Like, when they're gonna play the Blob. Like, what lane they're gonna play it in. Like, stuff like even these Tribunal lists. Like, everything's stacking in the middle. You just play it doesn't matter when you play. You play it 5/6. You don't have to surprise them. You snap. You play it. Like, you
Right.
walk away. It's fun.
Yeah, typically they're playing it like on 5 or 6, and you're like, oh crap. Like,
even if I hit an Iron Man, like, that's great. Okay, goodbye Iron Man. I don't think they're gonna be able to match the power if they don't have their Iron Man, right? So.
right.
It's just this thing just puts out so much power with the Brood and the Surfer and everything. So
Yeah, that's a pretty solid build. I've been playing. I got recommended a mill deck on
Oh,
Tuesday,
yes.
so I've been playing that, and it's been doing pretty well. I think I switched out some of the cards that I was recommended, but it's been pretty sick. I think it has Yondu, Mantis, Cable, Gladiator. I have like Lady Deathstrike in there, Dr. Octopus, Eliath, Iron Lad. Like, it's pretty solid. I think like I could probably change out 1 or 2 cards and make it better. But overall, I think I have like a positive cube rate on it.
you're speaking the kids' language. You're speaking the kids' language.
Oh man, yeah, I think I've been in the mill deck before too. Like, I think I had definitely Yondu, and then I had stuff to like I think I might have had Falcon and Beast in there too. Definitely Beast to like bounce some of the cards back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think one of my first YouTube videos was like a mill deck where I was using Cable back when it was a 2, Beast, Yondu, and I was just bouncing it back and forth and just milling their deck. But but the problem was it doesn't produce enough power.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. But
you do wreck Blob though. You wreck the Blob.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The Blob isn't as blobby, but still.
That's exactly what happened to me when I made a mill deck like a month or 2 ago. Is that like the only wins I got were when people rage quit, because like I never had enough power, and I think I also had Jean Grey in there too to force them to play into the lane so I could Mantis every time. When Mantis was like a 1, so like they had to play. So like I'd just get all their cards, and then I'd bounce them all back, and then they just have nothing, and they'd rage quit, but I'd have like 3 total power. Know? So,
yeah.
It's so
like,
bad.
It's cool to play, but can you win? Like, no. But it's annoying for the other side.
Yeah, you know what I should have looked into before they nerfed Werewolf? Throwing Werewolf in a deck like that, because like then maybe Wolf could have like, because a lot of them are on reveals, right?
Mhm.
Then maybe it could have got enough power.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely killed Werewolf by Night.
Oh God, I know. So one that actually a deck that Phoenix Force I think is back. I saw this Finn Snap, a guy on Twitter. He's a high infinite player. This is a cool deck that I've been playing and actually been climbing quite a bit with it. It's just a regular like Phoenix Force with Deadpool. I think with all the nerfs that have happened, Phoenix Force is pretty good positioned in the meta right now, and especially it's always been good against Loki because they hate getting these cards. Like you can't really do shit with them. And then with the multiple man, you can move a ton of them around. It's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
You know
So
what's weird is I don't see this deck at all when I play.
oh,
Like it's so weird. Like I guess it's maybe my pocket meta or wherever I'm at, but I rarely see Phoenix Force.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen
when I
like
play.
2 in the past week. Yeah.
I don't see it either. Like I think it's like a hidden gem right now. Like I'm like cleaning up with it.
Mhm.
People just like aren't ready, and I think people don't realize that when you get multiple man, like you can move both of
Oh,
them.
this is GG. Yeah, the multiple man's the nut for sure. There's nothing you can do against that.
I think sometimes with people with Phoenix Force, like they want to play it, but they're afraid to play it because if you don't get that combo, then it's like, what do I do now? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like if I don't get that Phoenix multiple man, like that multiple man, and then I destroy it and get Phoenix combo, it's like, all right, like how do I win? And then
Mhm.
I don't think people want to play that way.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
I
Mr. Negative hella type of mindset, right? Where you're just, you got to do this thing or else you retreat, right? But
Right.
at least a deck like this is kind of cool where you have the Deadpool game plan too. And I've seen decks too, like Phoenix Force now, where like I think Cam Best posted one where it's instead of Nimrod Zola, it's like a Taskmaster game
Yep.
plan. So you're either going for Phoenix Force multiple man or you're going for Deadpool Taskmaster, right? And you hope you get one of those two things. If you get neither of them, you retreat, right? But at least you have like 2 game plans, and all the cards kind of synergize with each other as well, right? So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, and this one I like that. Yeah, because you get like the Deadpool game plan, and then I'll say the deck. It's Deadpool, Nico, X-23, Carnage, Doctor Strange, Multiple Men, Venom, Deathlock, Hulkbuster, Phoenix Force, Nimrod, and Zola. So this one too, like I found that even if you don't get the multiple man, like you still have the Deadpool game plan, and even if the Deadpool game plan falls through, you can still Venom Zola, which is usually pretty good. Like you can get Venom up pretty big, and especially if you have Nimrods in there too, they can bounce around. You get extra energy with X-23. So there's a few different ways to win other than the multiple man. But obviously the multiple man's the best and it's the most fun.
Yeah. For
yeah, it's
sure.
like sorry, go ahead, Prashaun.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, like with this deck here, there is multiple ways to win. I think I might have had one that I had I did have Taskmaster in it instead of like Nico maybe. Because
Yeah.
I don't know. Nico I always have bad luck with. So I tend to like shy away from her. But yeah, it's definitely a solid build. It's just that I don't know. I just feel like people are afraid of it for some odd reason.
I don't know. I used to be like, Phoenix Force is kind of crap. And then I played it a little bit and I'm like, man, especially after the change, like it's pretty good. And it's just, I'm a casual. I love the high roll. Like I love lockjaw lists. Like, so like if I'm okay with leaving if I don't get the combo.
Mhm.
I'm like I don't mind retreating for a cube or whatever it is. Like it's not a big deal.
And full disclosure, Prashaun, where Nico stands on this pod, we
Yeah.
think she's the best one drop in the game, and she's just going almost every deck. I
Oh,
tried her in the Surfer deck though, but I had to cut her, which was sad days because she could buff Shaw too.
you know what's crazy? In my Surfer deck, I have Howard. I play
Oh
Howard.
wow, that's spicy.
I think I could read it off. Let me
Yeah,
find it.
what Howard in the Surfer deck? What are you looking for in there?
So little Robotussin, I watched him play this deck. He's not infinite yet, but
Oh no.
I saw potential in it. I was like, all
Mhm.
right, he's going the right direction. He's just not winning.
Right.
So I was like, this deck is really good. So I need to try it. So I ended up trying it that night, and I ended up getting infinite. And he
Oh,
was
that's
like,
great.
so it took me like a few hours to get infinite with it, and it took him. He's still not infinite, but I wonder if I could. Can I share my screen? Oh no, I could.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
can't. Oh well. Well, it's Howard the Duck, Okoye,
I don't have that.
um, Mystique, Brood, Magic, Surfer, Nakia, Shaw, Wong, Absorbent Man, Iron Lad, and Odin.
Okay,
So
got the lad in there too. Yeah.
right. So the goal of the deck was basically to push the game to turn 7, play my Surfer, play Wong on 4 or 5, play Wong on 5, play Mystique, Surfer on 6,
Oh man.
and then play Odin on 7. That way your Surfer goes off again. So that I was getting that combo off over and over and over again.
That's
And
wild.
and just stealing cubes because they're thinking, oh crap, he already did the Surfer thing on turn 6. He's not going to do it again. So I ended up doing that. Or I played. I have Absorbing Man in the deck too, so I would play the Surfer, the Mystique Surfer on 6, and then on 7 I would play Absorbing Man and something else just to proc it again. And then I was stealing cubes left and right.
That's
that
filthy.
sounds like a lot of fun.
That's filthy. I love that.
We don't have Howard the Duck as well. That's when we saw
Oh,
the
he's
series
coming. He's
drops.
coming, though. I'm fired
I
up.
was like, oh man, instant buy Howard the Duck for 3K.
Well, the thing is, like, Howard helped with Iron Lad.
Yeah.
So like Howard will let me know if I had Iron Lad or if it will let me know the combos I had coming. And if I didn't have the combos, I just retreated. If I didn't think I could pull off the power, I just retreated. So that helped a lot. But Ovi told me to switch out Howard for Forge. You could switch out Howard for Forge for the power, and it works just the same.
Yeah.
But with the climb, like to climb easy, it's all about like cubes and like staying and retreating. But Howard definitely helped.
For the people in the Howard struggle like us, he's coming in the cash soon. So you don't even need the 3K. He's coming. I think it's like Hercules or something. I want to say 3rd week of January, something like that. Yeah. Howard's coming, and I'm fired up. I want that monocle. I want to see what's going on.
How do you guys feel about the series drops?
Oh, I love it. I love it. You want to get them? I can pull them up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. That is like a news. Another thing that
we can talk about the series drops. And
yeah, we should talk about that. Yeah, I think. I mean, they're clearly dropping the cards that are less popular and maybe less good, right? Like it's clearly right, like you know. But either way, like they're dropping 14 cards. Like I'm not mad. I'm not gonna lift the like gift horse in the mouth or whatever the stupid saying is. But like I'll take it. Like I think they're great. But yeah, they're keeping the best cards behind the paywall, which is what it is. Like what can you do?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like they think that they messed up during the Dakin season, right? Because Dakin's dropping, Lady Deathstrike's dropping. What's the other card that dropped that season? Silver Samurai is dropping. Those are all cards from that season. Only one that they didn't drop.
That those are all Series 5 cards, right now. Like, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
And the only one they didn't drop was X23 because X23 is actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, yeah, Lady Deathstrike. So I'll just read them off to people that are listening. Series 3 cards that are dropping down are Master Mold, Spider-Man 2099, Negasonic, Stature, and Stegron. Series 4, from Series 5 to Series 4, we got Howard the Duck, Ghost Spider, Kitty Pryde, Silver Samurai, Echo, Phoenix Force, Hitmonkey, Lady Deathstrike, and Dakin. So these cards are we have a joke on this podcast too that everything in Series 5 was a big bad because they never had drops.
R.I.P. to the bit, eh? The big bad bit is finally dead. We've been saying that for months now. Howard's not anymore.
What's crazy is like these spotlight catches. I'm sick of having Living Tribunal and Null every other spotlight catch. Like it's starting to get annoying. It's like, and then what's weird too is like they gave Kitty Pryde to everyone for free not too long ago. So why not just put her down in Series 3?
Yeah. That'd be logical for sure. Yeah.
Like
they should. I agree. Kitty Pryde should be.
Because they nerfed the shit out of Kitty Pryde, Hitmonkey, Angela, Elsa, like those cards. Like you killed that archetype altogether, so you might as well make that like Series 3.
Give it to the people so they can finally play around with neutered Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, but they're definitely hiding. Like I think Darkhawk should be Series 4 by now. I think Null should be Series 4 by now. Like
Yeah, like
I
Jeff.
don't
Jeff still. Jeff's gonna be 5 for a while, probably.
Yeah, Jeff shouldn't be a 5. It should be a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, they should just tell people straight up that hey, Jeff's a big bad. Sorry, he's
Yeah.
never dropping. Like he's been a series 5 like for 6 months now. He's like the one.
Right.
He's probably been a big bad more than Haivo longer.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
for sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with that season, the season that Jeff came out, all those locations got scrapped.
Mm.
Like the Krakoa, the pet bar or sand bar or whatever.
Oh man.
Oh God, I
Fall-
hated those.
Fogwell's gym. Like it
Mhm.
seemed like that season, all the locations got scrapped.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was good because those were. And then there was the one that was you can only play 6 drops.
6 drops. Yeah,
What the hell was
one
that? One? I
too.
forgot that was.
I forgot what it was
Krakoa.
called.
Oh, dude, I hated Krakoa. That was the worst. I hated that stupid location.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Krakoa's
Mini ego.
stupid because like if you're into comic books, like Krakoa is a gate that only mutants can go through. So I found that stupid that it just controlled whatever you were doing. That I don't know. It made no sense.
Yeah.
They changed that to a gate that's run by Agatha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, I love like it is like I do wish they would drop cards like Null and Darkhawk to Series 3 to like, I understand why they want to keep the better cards in Series 4, but like Null's not like an amazing. I understand Darkhawk because he's always good, but like Null drop him to Series 3. I wish there was just like a schedule where like, hey, these are gonna be, they're gonna just drop them.
Well,
like
to
they're
Prashaun's
flexible.
point, the null one is Null has all these variants, and they need cards with a lot of variants to put in the spotlight caches because they want to give away the variants in the cache. So it's just a heavy variant card, so they keep like reusing it in the spotlight because some of the other cards don't have the variants. I mean, I think they said that too in one of their
I think
chats,
I have like
right?
20 like Living Tribunal like variants that I don't even want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just from
They need
opening
it.
all these spotlight catches. I'm like, this is
Mhm.
dumb.
Are you collection complete? Do you have all the cards?
Yeah, I have all the cards. Like
Oh,
personally,
nice.
this doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's great.
but I know everyone
Hey.
else it matters.
So like I think we have most of them. So for me like I don't have, I think I'm missing like 5.
Yeah, we're missing the
But, like-
same ones, I think, out of these. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Howard I'm picking up immediately. Lady Deathstrike I don't have because I'm like I think I didn't roll that week because I had everything else and I didn't want her.
Yeah.
And she was weak. She was like a 5-3 at that point. I'm like, I don't know if it's worth 6K.
Gotcha.
But I've always wanted her.
Yeah.
She was 3K before I would have picked her up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I think
then,
I took out someone's. I think I had like a pretty good clip today where I had Iron Lad, and then my Iron Lad picked up Lady Deathstrike and just clipped someone's whole lane, and I ended up winning the game just by that.
Wow.
That's
So
amazing.
she's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
she could take out Ravonna. She could take out Luke Cage back in the day. She could take out Iron Man. So she was a solid card in certain decks.
Yeah, Zabu. I guess Zabu too to the same.
Yeah,
same point.
Zabu. Like
Yeah.
she takes out all those cards.
Mhm.
And then if you
Yeah,
put
I
like
think-
I love the
Forge,
player and destroy.
yeah, if you put like Forge or something on top, like you could take out even Miss Marvel. So
Mhm.
solid card.
Yeah, I want to have some fun with her. And then Echo too. Echo I'm pretty excited to get. I think Echo would be a pretty sweet card to use right now in the meta. Just everything's ongoing the last
Oh, yeah.
few days.
For sure. And the crazy thing is people forget that you put Echo down,
Yeah.
which I don't know why or how. Like Tucker had this like short where like he put down Echo in the middle and then his opponent just kept on putting ongoing cards. And I
Why
was
isn't it working?
What's going on? And then like the video I posted today with Ronan, like I have Echo in that deck and I played Echo in the middle and they just put a Miss Marvel straight in the middle and I was like, do you guys forget? Like
It's
wild.
funny. I see a lot of those kind of clips where people just don't realize Echo's a card, and they do it more than once in the game. Like I've seen them like Iron Man, like Double Dino, Miss Marvel. Like they just keep getting their cards taken out. It's like, dude, come on. Like,
Yeah.
They'll have to give her. They'll have to put like a Cosmo, like artwork on it, or like visual cue, or like Goose when you try to play Goose and the freaking tentacles pop out.
Oh yeah,
Like
well,
they
I
need
would
something
say,
like that for Echo.
Yeah, because technically Lady Deathstrike has one too, when you try to play her, all the cards that she could destroy turn red.
Turn red, yeah. That would be.
I hope they don't do that,
man
'cause
things, like man things like that too, right? It's like you just kind of see what he's hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need
I want to
that on
laugh.
Echo.
I want to laugh more. I hope they don't do that. I want to see people play into Echo Lanes.
You're right. It's better if they don't. You're right. Better content.
But yeah, also to close this up, I'm happy that like they're doing series drops finally, but like they're gonna have to do something about like I don't know if they're gonna have to add another series or something eventually, because series 3 is just getting bloated. It's just gonna be more bloated, and it's gonna be a grind for people that start new to like have like hundreds of cards in series 3. I mean, I think it's over 100 now. So the grind to be series 3 complete is gonna suck for people.
Yeah, months ago it was a grind, so I could only imagine it's gonna get worse now, right?
Yeah, which is crazy. It's like, how do you start the game now?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Like, do you get your butt kicked like until you're series 3, series 4 complete? Like,
I would say I just thought of something they could do. To your point, Prashaun, is they could do. You know how like when you're in pool 1, you only play against people pool 1, and then your pool 2, you play against pool 1 and 2. And then 3, you play against everybody, right?
Right.
What if on Series 3, you only play against people who have like 5 or less Series 4 and 5 cards or something like that? Like there's a collection level where there's just another tier where you only play against Series 3 people rather than like, Werewolf.
Field.
Yeah, you're not playing against Werewolf Loki when you hit Series 3, Like maybe something like that would be the way to do it, because obviously they want to keep making money, so they're gonna try to just juice the new players as they come in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or maybe they should have like a catch up system too. If like someone wants to whale out and buy every card, just let them.
Yeah. Instead of just one a month that they have now, right? They have get one a month and then that's it.
That would be nice if they want to let people do that, but like I don't know why they have their stupid like unique collections or something. And that's what they want. They don't want people to whale in and buy all the cards. At least let them whale in and buy all the Series 3 cards. That would be nice. And then leave the low hanging fruit for the
charge like $2,000 per card, or like for each additional one or something, and like if you want to whale, they can whale.
Oh, yeah. All right. You want to get into the changes?
Yeah, let's do
the OTA.
Yeah,
let's go to the OTA, because this was a pretty spicy OTA, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they were gonna shake things up this much. So this happened yesterday on the 21st. So it's gonna be the last OTA of the year, and then I think there's a balance patch on January 9th. So everything's locked in now until the 9th of January. First things first.
Have I seen that one yet? Hang on. I'm checking the creators Discord, because usually like they let us know beforehand.
Okay. Yeah, I thought January 9th is they said there was going to be, that's the next balance patch. Right. I don't,
Typically they let us, like for instance, the OTA, like they let us know a few days before, but we can't say anything because I signed an NDA.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
So I know what's happening, but I'm like, all right. Like people ask me all the time, like, oh, what do you think is going to happen? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I hope they touch Loki.
Yeah, that's actually. I was gonna say, how do you keep it together on stream and stuff? Like when the changes and like you either you're happy or you're devastated for some of them, but like you gotta like
Well, it's crazy sometimes because I'm playing against someone that's playing certain cards, and I'm like, I know that's gonna get touched in a few days, so you're not gonna be able to play.
Yeah.
Like whatever little deck you're playing now, you're not gonna be able to play this shit in like 2 days. So have fun with it as long as you can.
Yeah.
So
you ran into me playing Viper Havok, and you're just like, you poor soul.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, haha, that's cool, but it's not going to be for long. But I don't know. It's like it's interesting to see. Like, all right, they're making the changes. You see what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, like most of these decks are going to go away, or like sometimes, they give it to us early. That way, we could create content on it. But sometimes I try to like cook up decks before like in the tuck, that way they're ready for the patch. But typically like I'm fine with like keeping it to myself.
And
it's crazy, it used to leak. Like when the game first came out, all this stuff used to leak beforehand, but now it's been sealed shut for the past few months, but they just give it to us like maybe 2 or 3 days before everyone else sees it now.
Yeah, I do. It's pretty. I'm pretty surprised actually because I think I would assume that there'd be some leaks, but there's like been none. I've never seen a leak, and I try and stay like on top of changes and stuff, but which is pretty good. I'm glad. I don't like I don't want.
Yeah, for sure. Like it used to. It's crazy because when I first started playing the game, there used to be leaks all the time, and now it just stopped.
That's good. I'm glad. Dude, first change here. Professor X was a 5-3, now is a 5-1. What? No big deal. Probably your favorite card.
But I think it's a buff though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, we talk about how there's some degeneracy you can do now that it's a 1 cost. I mean, Ravona hit some, Mr. Negative, but ultimately, I don't love the mentality here on this change. I'm fine. They hit Prof X. Like last season, I played Lockdown without Prof X just because everybody else was playing it. So if you just play like Miss Marvel, Jeff, like even Claw, like all these cards, and everyone else is just playing 3 power Prof X, you just own them. So I don't. My thing with Prof X is like he was a bad card before Jeff and Miss Marvel came out. Like you had some Spider-Man stuff, like you had some Daredevil stuff, but it's the Marvel, Jeff, Time Stone ramp that kind of makes him crazy. So like I don't like love this change, but I'm fine with it. Like and Spider-Man's already out of the game, so we're just gonna take all the Lockdown cards out of the game. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's strange too because like Second Dinner when they changed Spider-Man, they said like they want people to play the game, and it's not a feel good card or whatever. And then like a month later, they come out with Goliath.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we changed Spider-Man because we want people to play their turn 6s, and then never mind. Like we want everyone to fight for priority when the game wasn't that way. You wanted the opposite, right? With Kitty Pryde, you didn't want to have priority because your Kitty Pryde was going to get shung. So it's weird how they're going to go or how they went with this, but I guess enough people are complaining about Professor X, especially with the Time Stone and Psylocke, where they're like, enough is enough.
Yeah, it's like it's the old Galactus change. I mean, I even see the word Galactus there in the paragraph where Galactus was not that high of a win rate card. It wasn't a great deck, but just people are so pissed off by it. It's such a feels bad type of card. It feels bad to get your lane locked down. I mean, it feels good for me. I mean, I enjoyed doing it, but I guess it's the same thing for the Galactus players. They enjoy blowing up all the locations, right? So,
Right.
it's
And
just
then
a feel.
I think it's a late game. It's a late game card too, because like if you snap early enough, you could probably take 2 cubes compared to, I don't know, maybe Galactus. You weren't sure if you were gonna snap or not, like until once it happened. So maybe that's a issue too. But I don't know. It's just interesting to see, and then it's going to be interesting to see what kind of decks come out from this because I think it's a buff.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe because and in negative, him in negative is just ridiculous now, right? A 1-5, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then especially now Ravona, so he can be played on 4. He can just be ramped with Ravona. So now Ravona decks are gonna have to be watching out for Prof X, which is ridiculous too, right? Like, yeah, I mean he's still gonna be good. It's not many people are gonna be playing him in Thanos, probably, right? Oh, yes, you still can.
You can still play him in Thanos.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, they are still playing him.
Yeah, it's fine. 2 power isn't going to change. Like if you have Miss Marvel on the field too, like you're fine.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe is this a buff then? Like he just be played more. He's like Ravona now hits him.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
That's great.
Yeah, because the power matters in theory, right? I mean, sometimes, especially if you're fighting over the Prof X lane, they play a card there the same turn that you do. Like that 2 power can matter a lot, right? So. Time will tell. I mean, for me, I'm gonna not play it for a bit and see what other people cook up because I've been playing the shit out of this card for months now. So I'm just gonna like relax and let everybody else figure it out.
All right, so let's get back into this. We got the Werewolf by Night. Was a 3-3, and now it's a 4-4. What do you guys think, Prashaun? What do you think about this?
I just feel like they're trying to attack like those Loki bounce or the bounce decks. So it's like they're attacking those tier 1, tier 2 decks.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's fine. Like I really didn't play that much Werewolf by Night, but it's just awkward now, right? You play Werewolf on 4, like you can't really play. You don't want to play Beast on 5. Like maybe you could try to cheat out a Zabu, but the Zambu's not guaranteed, especially since there's no more old America Chavez. So it's I don't know. It's not a card that's good anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is one that we'll just have to see where he develops and let people develop, because like this seems like a pretty harsh nerf to me. I mean, I would love to see him go to like a 3-1 or a 3-0 or something, and then because when you play him out early, you can bounce him around on turn 4, 5, and 6 and get him pretty big. Him on turn 4, I mean, unless you have Zabu on 2, I don't know. I guess I don't know how big you can really get him. 410, 412, which I guess is pretty good stats. I mean, I don't know why I'm complaining, but like it was fun to see him get to like 317, 315. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was too good, I guess. Like he was too good, like he needed a nerf.
I mean, this card was like, obviously it was like broken card, but it's fine that they nerfed it. I think the nerf's okay. I mean, I think it's still like a decent card. But this is kind of like why I'm salty about the Prof X thing, because it's like, all right, we have like 3 big decks in the meta, right? You have this Blob Thanos everybody's playing. Then you have this Wolf Bounce where we hit, we just nuke the Wolf and nuke Black Widow as well. People are saying, oh, 3/3 might be good. No, 3 is horrible compared to what it used to be. Like, because you're not going to play Beast on 3 now. So you just like own Black Widow and you own this card. And then the other deck is Loki. And he's just sitting there like, what is this just Loki? Like, it's been 4 months. Loki came out. Then we had Elsa. And then we got Marvel. And now we got Shaw season. And the next season we got the whatever Hulk guy. And it's just like Loki Snap. It's not Marvel Snap anymore. Like what are we doing? Like, we're just going to let him do his thing. I mean, I don't see that many Loki decks out there. Thank God the community isn't like toxic and they don't just play Loki, because like, I don't know, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! That people would just play the broken deck only, And so like at least people are fun and seem like they're sick of playing Loki. So that's kind of saving the ladder right now. But people would just want to just play like, apparently at the top that's what it's like. And I don't think this like you just nerfed the 2 best decks that can contend with the Loki deck and just leave Loki alone. And he's been basically the best card in the game for 4 months now. So I don't know about this ban list, but I actually like the 2 changes in a vacuum.
I love that. That was a good rant.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not gonna.
What are we doing?
Yeah, we can leave that one there.
I love it. Black Widow 2-1 to a 3-3. Man, I'm mad about this change. I was so excited for Celine next week to do, just Black Widow Celine on 3. That way the Widow's Bite's a 0 -4. That would have been so fun, just to mess with people. But yeah, I mean, but Black Widow was getting kind of toxic. If you like a Black Widow than a Beast, I mean, that sucked so much for your opponent. Just having a bunch of Widow's Bites, that was horrible. So I don't know. I'm mad they made it a 3, but I guess we'll see. If it was a 2-0, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a bad. Like it made her worse. Clearly,
I don't know. Black Widow was pretty good inside of Blob decks. Like
Yeah.
I would have Blob, and I'm like, all right, fine. I have Blob. I have all the combo pieces. I have like, fine.
Well, that's true.
I keep everything inside of my deck, and whatever. I don't care.
That's true. Actually, no big deal. That happened to you last week, right? That's how you got like your 75 power blob. You're like, they Black Widow me.
Biggest blob we get. Yeah, because of Black Widow. Exactly. That's how you get the big blobs. You just hold. You look at your hand. You go, oh, okay, I got everything I need here. I just won't play it.
Right. Yeah, it's totally fine. You did me a favor.
Yeah.
I was just sad specifically for the Celine combo. I was real happy about Celine. I was so excited for Celine to just be a filthy, junk player, and this ruined my fun a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe not too much.
There's another nerf on here that's going to make me really tilted about Celine, and the Black Widow whatever was an actual good card at least, but they had another card on here that they nerfed that is not a very good card, and they nerfed it just like they nerfed Mantis and just like they nerfed Cable. They got another one coming up, so we'll get to that later.
All right, we got Martyr. Martyr was a 1-4, and now is a 1-5. So better card. And you know what? If when it comes up in my shop, I've been waiting for the last couple of days. There's another card I don't have. I'm picking it up for 3,000 tokens. 1.5 seems pretty legit.
Yeah, I think especially at Professor X now too. Like you could play Martyr in that lane and then just play Professor X on top, and you could get a win.
Yeah. I agree. It looks great.
Yeah, I just bought it today. It's interesting. We'll see. I'm curious of Kyera Zoo if that ends up being an actual deck in January. This will be this thing will shine like crazy in that deck. I think it'll be crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because Zoo is like one of those archetypes where you play in the beginning and then after that you just throw it in the trash because you realize it sucks.
And Killmonger exists, and you're just like, oh boy.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah. Hopefully,
no big deal.
Can save it. We'll see.
You're also the resident Cerebro player here. What do you think about the C5 implications?
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I have to try it. I mean, I think it's great for C5. It's not going to lose you the game in C5. I don't think. I mean, I don't want to eat my words, but I don't think it's losing. You're playing so many cards. You're occupying so much space on the board. Like you could just play Martyr somewhere, play everything everywhere else. So you have so many bodies on the board. So I think should be unreal in that deck. But again, Killmonger does exist, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah. All right. Here's the one. We'll see if No Big Deal has another rant about this. Viper was a 2-3 and now 3-4. I didn't see this one coming. I think they are overcompensating. I think they thought the Havok combo was going to be a lot better than it was. I don't think there was any need for this. Poor Viper, man.
I think Havok had like a 46% win rate. Like, I mean, God, I was having so much fun with this card. Havok, I mean, it's 3K tokens. I just spent the tokens. 2 days later, goodbye, Havok. Thanks, second dinner. I mean, what can you do? This card was not a very good card. In the old Annihilus decks, nobody was playing Viper because Annihilus just does it all. He does the Viper on everything. So, it's a specific to Havok type of card where, I mean, I like to send the Black Widow over too, but I mean, can't do that anymore. It's a 3-3. So, but when it was a 2-1, it was fun to send the Black Widow over, clog up the Loki and Thanos decks that want to occupy a bunch of space on the board. A nice option against Loki and Thanos decks that are at the top of the meta. And now we got a nerf Viper just like we did with Mantis and Cable. I think for no reason. I hate this change. I like most of the changes in this patch, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to, be an angry snapper. I'm generally a positive person, but I just don't love we don't touch Loki and we nerf Viper. Like, it's just crazy to me.
I think like the Mantis and the Cable thing were to attack Loki decks because Second Dinner likes to do these changes that affect cards around the main card.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, but even with Loki, people figured out, all right, I don't even have to play Mantis. I'd rather play Mirage. That's a better Mantis.
Yep.
And like Cable, you don't even have to play Cable really. You're fine.
Yeah. And they buff Mariah Hill, and Sentinel's a card, and there's all Agent 13 still exists. There's all kinds of options, right? You don't have to play.
So Mantis. I think the final straw is actually touching Loki.
Yeah. We'll see.
Which we hate. Like, I wish they would just touch the card because, Marvel Snap's not like an archetype game, right? It's not, there's no card that says like draw an X-Men or, summon an Avenger. Nick Fury, place an Avenger on the board. Like, this would be cool, but we don't have like archetypes. So, if there's a problem card, I think they should just hit the problem card because we could build decks however we want. If you nerf the cards around it, people will just play a different Loki deck because you're still Loki. So, like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Even here, it says, like, Viper is not a problematic card. Our goal isn't a nerf, but a change. 3-4 is interesting. No, it's not. It's so much worse.
It's a nerf. Yeah, it's just literally a nerf.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know when I'm going to play a 3-cost Viper ever. Like, 2 is such a nice cost. Like, and I think that's the more I play this game, the more I realize, like, 2-drops are just OP,
Yeah.
Like, anything that's a 2-drop is so easy to sneak in with, like, a 4-drop on 6. Like, it's a lot easier to just throw in.
But I have a feeling they should change Shadow King back to a 3-cost then.
Oh, they might.
Yeah, Shadow King at 2 is crazy for sure.
Because the Shadow King Shang-Chi on 6 is crazy.
It's true, and even if you nerf Shadow King to like 2-0, it's like it still does the same thing. It's still just kills, like just owns your Venom. Like nothing you can do.
Yeah. All right, Ronan. Finally, this bad card was a bad card. Now is it seems like a decent card. It was a 5-3. Now it's a 5-5. I mean, I haven't played with this card. Prashaun, you've been grinding a little bit of Ronan. What do you think, man?
I think he was a good card before this buff. Gaming with Flash had a good Ronin deck that I did a video on like maybe like a week or two ago, and then it's weird because the video is getting popular again. So I made another
Nice.
one yesterday. So I always thought it was a good card. It's just hard to play against Loki because you're just feeding someone cards that's just going to play a Loki and then play your cards cheaper, which is a sucky feeling. But I think with like the Maximus, that we'll talk about next, and like playing Mystique too on 6. I play Maximus. I play Mystique, Ronin on 5, and then I play Mystique, Maximus, or Mystique, Master Mold on 6. That way I can maximize both of those cards. So I think sometimes you can outpace a Loki deck, but sometimes like it feels bad playing against it, especially when you're feeding them cards.
Yeah, that's pretty cool combo. That's pretty wild now. Yeah, especially with the Maximus change.
Yeah.
You get Mystique Maximus on turn 6 after playing Ronin. It's pretty wild combo.
So typically I would play like Miss Marvel on 4, and then you play Ronin on 5. And then
if you have a Ravona in there too, you could play Mystique, Master Mold, and Maximus on turn 6.
Yeah, it could get pretty crazy.
That's pretty wild.
Like typically I would play Echo on 1, and then 2 play Master Mold or something, 3 play Storm, 4 Miss Marvel. Like it was a pretty simple game plan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you lock one down and then you just get this giant Ronin going. Yeah, maybe I kind of like where you're going. I must have been sleeping on Ronin. I thought he was a bad card. I'm happy to hear you say that he's good because I've had very bad success with this card. Like it's probably just from me being bad. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
And then especially with Thanos too, like with Thanos, they have those stones in their hand. So if you give them Master Mold too, like it's tough for them to put all that stuff out on the board for them.
Yeah, they'll get capped out. Yeah, that's sad. Probably, yeah.
And a lot of times too, they run Devil Dino, right? So they want to have a big hand.
Right. And then I think I had Shang-Chi in the deck too. So yeah, it's like a lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Nice. All right. I know you got to go soon. We'll fly through these last changes here.
All right.
Maximus, 3/7, now is a 2/6. I think he's way better as a 2/6. Obviously, Surfer gets hurt a little bit, but 2/6 premium stats, man. This is wild.
Yeah, that it's a pretty awesome card. Especially like I said earlier, you could play this on like later in the game. You don't have to play it on turn 2.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And then with Snap, you want to have those surprise cards where you could get a bunch of power out on the final turn that takes the opponent off guard, and then this is definitely one of those cards.
Yeah, I didn't love it at 3/7. I thought it was a little bit overrated card at 3/7. I think people were coping him a little bit on the 3/7. I think a 3 drop that you have to play on 6 to be like really effective, and all you get is 7 power as a payoff. I thought that was a little weak, but I think this 2/6 is a bomb. Like I think this card's like you're dropping a 2/6 bomb on 6, or even like 4, 5, 6. It feels like a really good card now. I don't know. It feels really strong. I think at 2/6. People are playing Sarah Control again, literally for this change. Like people are like, oh, okay, Sarah Control, let's go. Like 1/6. Like it's like, oh my god, here we go.
Yeah, I think this card's gonna be slept on. I think it should be played. I think it should be played in a lot of decks. I think it's not gonna be played in as many as it should be, personally. But it looks sick.
Yeah, he's crazy, man. 2/6 is insane.
And then we have the Chadiator,
Yeah.
3/7, now 3/8. Here we go. The original power line that we had a couple weeks ago on this pod, Prashaun. No big deal. 3/8 was way too strong for this, and it's broken at 3/8, and he's gonna die on that hill. Well, here we go. 3/8. That here is a broken card. All he's been doing is putting Surfer to try and put his money where his mouth is, playing this card. I like this change. I think it's good. The card's better. 3/8's pretty sweet, Now it kills cards like Onslaught, which is seeing a little bit of a resurgence, but I think it's a pretty cool card at 3/8.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it feels bad when you pull someone's blob or infinite. But besides that, like I think it's a very solid card, and especially with like Forge or like Nakia or something and Surfer, like it could actually be an impactful card on the game.
Yeah, it's I mean, I like to have takes, some we hit some of them, we hit, sometimes we whiff, I think ultimately a 3/8 feels like pretty good card. Like, now that I've played with it a lot, 3/7 was maybe a little weak, but the 3/8 feels like it's like a pretty good 3-drop right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
And then the last change here, finally, after years of being in the gutter, the Punisher, a 3/2 to a 3/3. So now he can maximum be a 3/7, and he can be buffed by cards like Spectrum and Onslaught, I guess, if you want to ever Onslaught a Punisher. I've yet to see that, but that would be pretty hilarious.
You know what's crazy about this? No one's still gonna play this card.
No, yeah.
No.
100%.
Like
You might see him like for a week, but that's it.
It doesn't matter.
Once I get Howard in the cache, I'm gonna meme for sure some Spectrum, Lad, Howard, and definitely Punisher for sure in that list. We'll see, but maybe just switch them out for Captain America when it goes bad.
Yeah, those Captain America and Punisher are just bad cards.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Prashaun, I know you gotta go, man. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you
guys
so
for
much.
having me.
Awesome having you, man.
The irony is, for the Filthy Casual podcast, the first guest we have is a professional gamer, Pursuit Gaming.
I wouldn't
so
say
thanks.
professional. I'm not professional.
Listen, you're getting paid. You're on a professional gaming team. That's it. You're a pro. You're a pro gamer. That's it, man.
I guess. We'll definitely do this again sometimes for sure.
Anytime, you're welcome back. Anytime, man. Just hit us up. It was a blast. Thank you so much.
All right. See you
We'll
guys
follow
later.
him.
Yeah,
Take
for
it
sure.
easy, man.
Follow me later.
Yeah.
Have a good
peace.
day, Prashaun. Take it easy, man.
See ya.
All right. Prashaun had to go. That was really cool having him on. What a good guy. What a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's great.
Awesome. Yeah, top 1,000 now too. Like he's grinding. He's not playing like meta low-key crap. Like I said today, he was playing like Galactus. He's playing Ronin decks. Like he's playing a mill deck. Like awesome.
That's true. Top 1K with Ronin, Galactus, and Mill. Like the dude's a legit gamer. Like
exactly. He is a pro gamer. That's it.
Yeah. True.
So we'll why don't we recap the this OTA patch? What did you think? In general.
Yeah, overall, it's just it's the same thing. It's just I'm just waiting for the Loki hit, and they don't hit them. But in general, I like the changes. Viper is just egregious to me. I know the Prof X one affects me personally, but like just objectively speaking, I understand how it makes people feel bad. So I understand why they want to hit Prof X. So I'm not that mad about Prof X, honestly. But I'm pretty pissed about Viper. Like, we got Celine coming out next month. I was so hyped for Celine. I was ready to hook up some crazy brews with Viper. And, again, sending the Black Widow over. Can't do that anymore. Yes. Can't, it's just like, man, like, it was a bad card. Like, Viper wasn't a good card. It was only one archetype in a very niche situation. Like, sometimes maybe Titania is better. Like, just create, like, and like, I don't know, man. So the Viper one's a big letdown to me because I was having a lot of fun with Junk Havoc. But other than that, like I love the buffs, like the buffs on the shit cards. I love it. And the werewolf nerf, honestly, I think we needed a werewolf nerf. So I'm happy to see a werewolf nerf in general. Yeah,
Prof X I think was okay. We'll see. It'll be like a staple in negative decks now. Mm-hmm. And then the Ravona playing it on 4 is another way to get it out early is interesting. Mm-hmm. The 2 power will matter, but now there's a couple other decks that can use it and get it out early as well. So we'll see. Definitely a nerf, but definitely like once you nerf cards like this, people just are going to stop playing it, even if the card's still good. I think it's still pretty good at 5/1. I've seen people win with it still.
Yep.
But it's going to go down, which I guess is good. Werewolf, definitely one of the best cards in the game, if not the best, if you don't count Loki. 4/4. I don't know if this is a bit harsh yet or not. I guess we'll see because turn 5 and 6. I don't know how much you want to be bouncing the wolf around, but it definitely needed. When it comes to like a 3/12, a 3/17, whatever it was, it's regularly it's too much.
Yeah, I'm really happy they hit werewolf, honestly, and I'm happy
Yeah.
they hit him hard and they didn't go to like 3-2. I would be ranting if they'd put him at 3-2 for sure. I think that would be like horseshit.
Yeah.
You know, so
I thought like minimum was 3-1, maybe put him at a 3-0.
yeah.
So, Black Widow, I'm kind of mad about this change, honestly. Like, 3-3 is a decent stat line for the Black Widow to get the Widow's Bite, but yeah, I don't know. I was real excited for Celine next week.
The
And
thing
now I'm
that's
just like, I don't know.
kind of disappointing with this change is like they buffed her way too hard the first time. It was just very obvious, and everybody was saying, "Hey, man, just move this to a 2-2 that gives a 0." But they took it a step further because Black Widow was getting cut from Dark Hoglet. People were just playing Korg Rock Slide, no Black Widow, and they said, "Okay, let's buff the shit out of her." So they did 2-1 with a -1. The -1's massive. Like it's really debilitating to have a -1 on your side. And so if they would have just went to 2-2 with a 0, like, are we at this place? Like, maybe with the Beast Bounce, but if you take away the Wolf, how strong is the Beast Bounce on the Black Widow? Like, you know, we have Celine coming again, and it takes a lot of that out. And so it's a little bit disappointing. I hate this card at a 3. People are still playing it. I'm seeing her out there, but I personally just really don't like it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and make it work with Celine next week. But yeah, and the thing I hate too is like Ravona doesn't discount her anymore. I loved how
that was so much fun with the Ravona discount. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Martyr, great change. 1-4, didn't like 1-4. 1-5, I'm gonna pick it up next time it's in my shop, 100%.
Yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, we got to shout out the guy who chirped us and said we were too harsh on Martyr when we made the Martyr tier. Sorry, buddy. It looks like Second Dinner's on our side with this one. They have the data, you know. I know you thought the card was comparable to Titania, which is also like a suspect card to begin with, and that was his argument that in some situations...
That was Ninja, I think, our boy.
Ninja, this is for you, buddy. This is the Martyr change. You know, you tanked the win rate of the card so that they had to buff it. So thank you, Ninja. Thank you, Ninja, for Huff and Copium playing this card. You tripped us. I got to get you back, buddy. It's all love, man. You know, nothing personal.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this change. I think it's good.
Yeah.
1-5. I think the card's really good now. So not really. Who knows? Maybe it is really good now. 1-5's sick.
Yeah, it might be a legitimately threatening card now for sure.
Yeah. Viper, big L. I hate how they did this. 3-4. Let's just do it. I hate their reasoning too. Let's just do it. It's not a nerf. Our goal's not a nerf, but a change. They crushed this card. What the hell are you going to Viper over on 3? What a stupid change.
I just can't understand the logic of let's nerf already bad cards. Like, again, Cable, Mantis, now Viper. Makes 0 sense. Stop it. Guys, stop. Get some help.
Ronin, I like this change. Good. Maybe we'll see more Ronin, you know? This is interesting.
I love that. On our worst card show, I did honorable mention for Ronin. And I'm like, just give him 2 power. Just give him 2 power. And they did. So I love this. This is great.
There it is. There it is.
It might be on par with Devil Dino now, honestly, because it's not like people play Devil Dino and everything. So, like, who knows? Like, it might be like legitimately similar power level to Devil Dino now, which I think is awesome for the game.
Yeah, we'll see how much Enchantress and Rogue pops up in the meta, you know, to really, because, you know, with Miss Marvel this now, like, I've just been throwing Enchantress in my list and just getting, you know, just profit.
Yeah, people are not playing the Cosmo.
Maximus, I think this is ridiculous change. 2-6 is insane. This card should almost be in almost every deck, dude. Like, especially like a good card deck. If you're not playing a combo deck, like, this needs to be in your deck. 2-6 is wild.
Yeah, I would like to wait and see though. Like, let's see how the win rates shake out, because you know you're still drawing 2. You still want to play it late. Like, yeah, we'll see. But I think it's a phenomenal card now, and huge buff to Maximus, even though it's not in server list.
Yeah. The chat here, what can we say? 3-8's broken.
Let's go, baby. Chat here, wheels up, wheels up.
Wheels and Punisher, good. At least they touched him. We'll see. He probably won't. No one will play him, but whatever.
At least he's at the baseline that he should be, at least. And you know, if they want to buff him further later, they can.
Yeah. At least you can use our Twitch drop variant now that we got last month, or was it the month before? The Punisher Peach Momoko.
Yeah, shit, I don't think I got that one. That one's sick too.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
Twitch drops are live right now, so go.
Oh shit, yeah, I will.
All right. Now we got to come into the part of the podcast that we got to do weekly because the people demand it.
Yes.
The spotlight caches. So let's look up at next week. Now that we have a big OTA, you know, we can have a little bit more Oh, there we go. We can have a little bit more insight into, what we should be doing here. So next week, starting December 26th, day after Christmas, in 4 days from today, we got Celine in there, we got Iron Lad, and we got Black Knight. Now, personally, I'm going to be rolling for these because I don't have Black Knight and I don't have Celine.
Yeah.
I'm a little less excited for Celine now that they nerfed Black Widow and Viper. Actually, a lot less excited for Celine, but I still want to get her.
Yeah.
And, I didn't even think that she was like an unreal card to begin with. I think she just would have been cool in like junk.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she's like a great card, even before the nerfs. Like I thought she was going to be okay. Just kind of fun to mess around with. And now like with Black Widow and Viper nerf, this card's got a lot worse in my opinion. So I'm still going to get her because I think she's cool. And definitely want to get the Black Knight. So I think it's still a good spotlight cash, especially Iron Lad is a premium card. It's probably one of the best cards in the game.
Yep.
Top 10 for sure. So it's always going to be good. And it's a Series 5 and hasn't not dropping. So
yeah, and then Black Knight just got a huge buff, which is and also Series 5. Probably not coming down anytime soon. So they're probably gonna do these series drops like every 6 months now. That's what they're saying. So expect the big ones every 6 months. So Black Knight gonna be Series 5 probably for a while. Celine, I agree with you about. I didn't even know if she was going to be a good card to begin with, but I thought she'd be phenomenal for junk. And junk's been kind of on the edge for a while, right? And we're just kind of waiting for. Okay, we got the Annihilist, we got the Annihilist Sentry. Now add Celine to all that, and with Viper too. I mean, just it would be amazing. But yeah, for them to hit Viper and Black Widow like they did, it definitely takes a lot of wind out of the sails. I'll be hard rolling for this one. I want Celine and Black Knight as well.
Yeah, same. Definitely, I would not spend 6,000 tokens on Celine. Looking at it now, personally, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then I guess Black Knight, unless you really love the archetype, I guess you could. Some people love it, but this is. I think this is an easy. Use your keys if you want Celine, Iron Lad, or Black Knight. It's it's a good week to roll spotlight caches, I think.
Yeah, it might be just tough to play junk. Like I'll try. We might just find out in an hour of trying to play the deck that it's just not a good deck. Like that could that's very possible now that they nerfed everything. So
and even too, like I don't even think it's a bad idea to, if you're gonna roll this week, if you're gonna stop after getting Iron Lad. If you get Iron Lad first, like it's not bad to just stop and save your keys because like the other cards are so niche. But Iron Lad you can use in a lot of stuff, a lot of decks.
Yeah, Iron Lad's insane.
Yeah. Let's go over the next week too. Then, January. So if people want to plan a little bit ahead, we have Kyera, High Evolutionary, Nebula. Man, I think it's a pretty good week.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if you don't have Nebula and Evo, I mean, Jesus. But there's basically just a new archetype in the spotlight cache, and that's Zoo, right? Zoo doesn't exist right now as we know it. So to have Zoo, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're gonna play like Blob 2 or something because she protects 6 drops as well. So I don't know. It's some weird. You play some hybrid Zoo. Oh, you could do like a Dracula dump, I guess, and play one of the 6s. I don't know, play a Magneto or something like that. But either way, like Zoo doesn't exist, and this card might, especially with the Martyr buff. We got Kyera coming. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna have some real Zoos. She protects all your 1-drops for people.
Yeah.
Who don't know.
Kyera, for people who don't know, is a 3/4 cost with an ongoing ability that says you cannot destroy your 1 cost, or like your 1 cost and 6 cost cards cannot be destroyed. So you can just YOLO Blob on turn 6 if you have priority too. It's not going to get Shang-Chi'd. If you have this card out.
You'd probably have to play a Koye in a deck because you're playing a Zoo deck, right? So like, or maybe you just don't play Zoo. Maybe play Kyera Blob.
Yeah, maybe this is just a tech card that you just like you're playing in like a good cards list, and like your 1-drops can't die and your 6-drops can't die.
Oh my god, I didn't think of that. Yeah, you play like Sunspot, like Infinite, like She-Not, like with Blob. Yeah. Oh my god, you're right. That's gonna be crazy. I didn't even think of that. How did we not think of this until now?
Yeah,
the kid,
and never mind that. Like, yeah, and the series pass card, the season pass card is a what? Is it an 8 cost, 8/10? That for every 10 cost card you have, this card costs 2 less power.
Oh man.
Oh, that's an 8 cost card. That's not a 6-drop. Never mind.
It's gonna be big Chungus season.
Yeah, I mean you could do like Moon Girl, She-Not stuff, and like your She-Nots can't die.
Yeah, Nebula can't die. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. So Anyways, this what we're trying to say is Kyra we think is going to be a really good card. High Evo is an insanely good card.
Mm-hmm.
Nebula is pretty good as a 1-drop. I
Yep.
mean, still one of the better 1-drops in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good week to roll too if you don't have High Evo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't roll for Nebula, and Kyra might be worth 6K tokens, maybe. I wouldn't spend 6K right away. I would wait if you're debating on tokens if you don't have keys, personally. But for me, I'm rolling my keys on this until I get Kyra.
She does seem like the most hype card out of the spotlights out of the whole month, right? Like, just like this last month, it was what was the one we got? What did we get this month? We had what do we have before Havok? What was the card we just? Oh, Blob. It was clearly the Blob. Before that it was Firestar, but once they got Firestar out of there, it's like clearly Blob is the one. I think Kyra is the Blob of the next month. Where it just it's just an archetype defining card. Yeah, she seems crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they nerfed her before she came out.
I don't know, but do you really want to nerf Zoo? Like Zoo, like Prashaun was on here. We talked about Zoo's a bad deck. Like,
yeah,
I don't think you want to nerf Zoo before it even comes out.
Well, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if they made her like a 3/3 or something like that.
I really hope they don't do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hercules. And we'll go one more into the future, and then we'll anything could change in like a week once the balance patch. Oh yeah, the balance patch comes out on January 9th, so it'll be Hercules, who's a 4/6, and I think that what is it? Any card that moves here, I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
The first time another card moves here, each turn, move it to another location. So he's a 4/6.
Move card.
If a card moves in there, then like if you have like a Phoenix Force and you have Hercules, like if you get the multiple man in there and it moves there, it's gonna move it to another location too. You get like a double,
I was thinking more because if you get the Phoenix Force, you don't need Hercules. You already won at that point, right?
That's true.
You should build your whole deck to try to get the Phoenix Force as consistently as possible. I was thinking more just straight move, like a Vulture,
Yeah, Vulture would be sick. You get
do
2 buffs
Doctor
on Vulture
Strange in there, and then he moves back out, and then you move him back in, and I don't know. It seems really good in just traditional move deck. And hey, they just nerfed Professor X, guys.
Yeah, and if you got Kyra the week before, you can play Human Torch, and then you Human Torch in here.
Oh wow!
And it's 2 moves, and it doubles it twice.
That's actually
you can't kill the
crazy.
Human Torch.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Torch. Yeah.
You can get a wild big torch.
Oh god, Phoenix Force Torch. Yeah, bring back the torch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that can be pretty cool. So I think this card is kind of, I don't know how hard or how easy it's going to be to do it or how gimmicky it's going to be.
That's the issue, right? We've seen a 4/6 move card, right? Spider-Man 2099, and it's extremely awkward to play in that deck. So, and probably really bad. So who knows? This seems a little better, right? Because at least this isn't like you're not relying on trying to snipe something of your opponent and then it's random. Like this is always gonna move it in and out. So you get 2 moves. You get extra movement every time it goes in there. Oh yeah, Werewolf's in here too. So maybe play it with Werewolf, but Werewolf's a 4 now, so that's kind of awkward. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not an unreveal anyway too. But yeah. Mm-hmm. This cache is this spotlight week. Hercules, Werewolf by Night, Howard the Duck. So I'll probably roll for this, and then I'll get Hercules because I want Hercules. He's a Series 5, and then if I don't get Howard, then I'll just buy Howard with tokens for 3K because he'll be dropping on this day actually, January 9th, the Series 4.
Yeah, and
then Werewolf. It's tough to say. If this was before the OTA patch, I would say this is an easy roll. Get Werewolf, best card in the game, real good. One of the best cards in the game.
Yeah.
Now as a 4/4, I don't know how good he's going to be. So, it's hard to say with this week.
I gotta say though, that Werewolf variant, real sick.
I know they're getting a lot of the comic book variants.
Like I think I'm hard rolling this Hercules just because I really want Howard, and then I may as well just keep going for Hercules and. Hopefully I pick up a Werewolf variant along the way. If I don't, I will stop. I have the discipline, but let's just say I won't be too upset if I roll Werewolf variant before I hit Hercules or Howard.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's great. But yeah, that's the spotlights for the next couple of weeks. So, and then this week, I guess if you're listening to this, which the pod will come out, Havok is okay. I wouldn't roll for Havok. He's a Series 4 card. If he gets better in the future, you could always buy him for 3,000 tokens. I think Nico's one of the best one drops, if not the best one drop in the game. You know, if you really want Nico, she's worth either rolling for, and she's probably worth 6,000 tokens, honestly.
Yeah.
One of the only cards in the game that I'll say that for. And Legion's a Series 4 card too. So, you know, honestly, if you really want Legion, who's a pretty good card still, you just save up 3,000 tokens at that point, because he's one of the better buys for 3,000 tokens.
Yeah, I'm happy. It's easier now because I was ready to just really talk about Havok in depth on this pod leading up to it before the OTAs, but man, they like really nerfed them with the Viper nerf, because just having a condition in your deck where you basically auto win 2 cubes if you draw it, and it's not that inconsistent even, but then you could just play a deck outside of that. Like, okay, if you don't hit it, you just play your deck, right? Like, just having that is really powerful, just easy. It's just going to increase your win rate like crazy. And the fact that they took that away, I think it makes it clear that, you know, you could definitely pass on Havok if you want to now. Like, he's super niche now. Like, Mr. Negative's kind of just a niche deck in general. Like, to think about, like, when has Mr. Negative been like the tier 1 meta deck? Like, it's tough, you know.
Well, in beta when he was, I think, a 3/3 or something.
That's true. If he was 3 power, yeah, that'd be insane.
I think he was a 3/3 or something like that in beta.
Yeah,
like he was wild. It was something crazy like that.
Yeah. Iron Man was probably in beta too, so yeah, he probably still had Iron Man mystique back then.
Yeah, it was a degen. It was a degen negative meta at one point. But I never played in beta. I started playing, you know, January. Yeah. All right. What do you got to say to the people? No big deal. First guest in the books. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to Prashaun, and you know, if you guys have, you know, I'll have all of his socials, you know, up on the screen, but and in the descriptions too. Give him a follow. He's got actually great content. He's a really fun streamer too. You know, if he comes back on, we gotta probe him more about his comic book lore. He is really big into comics. He you know, posts all new comics he gets every week on Twitter, and he does a ton of giveaways too. He just gave away the $100, you know, Kingpin bundle. So, you know, follow him on Twitter, because, you know, he'll give stuff away to the community. He's a great,
I just followed him today on Twitter.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah. No big deal. Finally gets Twitter.
True. Yeah, no big deal.
The guy just got it a couple days ago.
I haven't posted anything yet, but you know, I've sent a couple memes. You know, I like some posts, so you know, if you follow me, I'll probably follow you back, because I just followed everybody today that followed me. So yeah, at least you get a click. And oh yeah, one more thing to say to the people. Listen, you're looking at your hand, right? You're playing Marvel Snap. You wake up, you know, maybe you're on the toilet. You whip the phone out, right? You want to get one game in. You look down at your hand, turn 3, Chadiator. Don't be scared. Just play him. Just play him. That's it.
That's it.
He might roll big. He might not. But slam that bad boy down and have a good time. This card. This is the card. Dying on the hill. Let's go. Chadiator.
He's
meta.
A 3/8. He's a broken card. 3/8, baby. Get your Chadiators. Best 3,000 tokens you'll ever spend in your life. Wait, is he Series 5 or Series 4?
Homelander. No, he's Series 5. Don't spend 6K on him.
Oh no, don't spend 6K. Yeah. Damn it, I thought he was Series 4.
If you're an idiot like me and you spent 6K on him, fire up the Homelander and just zap everybody.
Oh, that's great. All right. Anything else you got to say?
That's it, man. Chatty.
That's it. Take care, everyone. Peace.